We went on assignment to Wyoming this summer, and our stories took us on a road trip through the state's southeast park-to-park region. Our first stop was Laramie. The University of Wyoming mural project has turned the entire city into a beautiful art installation. You can call an 800 number to learn about each of the 50-plus murals. Wyoming's nicknamed the Equality State because it was the first state to grant women the right to vote. Louisa Swain was the first woman to cast a vote in the United States in 1880. Wyoming's also home to the first female governor and mayor. Before we hit the road, we fueled up at Coal Creek Coffee. One of the only coffee shops in downtown Laramie, Coal Creek Coffee's philosophy is based on their belief that history, culture, and integrity are essential ingredients to success in business and in life. From Laramie, we headed north to Casper. It's a 3-hour drive, so rather than take the standard route, we added an extra 45 minutes to our trip to check out the views from State Route 130. It's considered one of the most beautiful drives in the entire state, and it definitely lives up to the hype. In Casper, we met up with Judy and Dennis Shepard. Their son Matthew was murdered 20 years ago in Laramie, Wyoming. His murder brought international attention to hate crimes and LGBTQ rights. In the aftermath of Matthew's death, Judy dedicated her life to fighting and lobbying for hate crime laws and legislation. After we said goodbye to Dennis and Judy, we were going to stop in Glen Rock at the Pathology Museum, home to the numerous Wyoming dinosaurs such as Triceratops and T-Rex. But then we found out about an even more intriguing creature just a few miles away in Douglas. It's called the jackalope.
And it's been a real good boost to this town because this is the original home of the jackalope. No such thing, but that's okay.
Our last stop was in the state's capital, Cheyenne, home to the granddaddy of them all, Frontier Days Rodeo. If you've never been to a rodeo before, you have to go. Bull riding is one of the most exciting sports to watch live. But did you know that a lot of these riders don't have health insurance? We also talked to bullfighter Cody Webster. Bullfighters are the men behind the scenes, but their job is one of the most important ones in the rodeo.
The role for us guys, my job is basically to protect the bull rider at all costs. If you do your job incorrect at all, you're going to get bumps, you're going to get bruises, you're going to get sore, beat up.
But there's more to Frontier Days than just the rodeo. There's a carnival and all kinds of events, including the Chuck Wagon Cook-Off. And at night, the rodeo turns into a live music venue where some of today's hottest country artists performed, including Chase Rice, Michael Ray, and the legend himself, Charlie Daniels. Wyoming is a large state with a small population. It's the 10th largest state by landmass, but with only 6 people per square mile. The only state with less people than Wyoming is Alaska. But in the midst of what some would call the definition of middle of nowhere, are breathtaking views, town squares that transport you back in time, and some of the most interesting people and places you have to see for yourself to believe.